Okay, we're live. Welcome everybody to this week's Sigstore community meeting. I am your chair. I'm Tracy Miranda from ChainGuard. And we will kick off straight off with the project round robin. So yeah, bearing in mind we may have some folks on the ground at KubeCon, but we'll cover with what we have. So anyone here who can speak to Rico? No, I see some shaking head. Full CO?
Not really anything to update here. There's a refactor ongoing, and there was some conversation yesterday around Spiffy. We're gonna make it a little more restricted. Right now, Spiffy has some idea about trust domains and subdomains, and we're going to restrict that definition and remove the notion of subdomains from trust domains because that's not really a Spiffy concept. Besides that, there's no more large features planned at this point.
Thanks, Hayden. Right, and going on to cosine, you have tough root rotation.
I'll chime in here too. Just a small update here. Last week, we rotated out the tough roots and got a V3 version of the root. The TLDR is it's pretty much the exact same set of targets that we had signed before. Just we did the ceremony with the 5 key holders. Due to a number of reasons, we didn't get a chance to rotate out I think it was rotate out Luke for Joshua. We're planning on doing another signing ceremony probably in a few weeks or so. I'll have some more information on that in future weeks. But if you're using cosine, you should automatically pick up the new tough metadata. Everything should be good there.
Awesome, sounds good. And Adam, are you on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
So sorry, I haven't jumped in here a lot. So if we need to move some of this stuff to a different part of the agenda, we can. But I've been a lot going on with cosine. In the cosine project, I think the group has decided to eventually split out cosine into its own repo, and we'll rename it Policy Controller under Sigstore. Vile is working now actually on bumping the API version of cosine to V1 beta 1. And so that's all good progress, and we've closed some of the open issues as well on some of the features and functions. We did want to bring up that renaming task. I guess VMware, we're going to file an issue. We would like to do the renaming part as soon as we can. We're working on internal product timeline that we would like to get the new policy controller name into before we build our product. So we'd like to do that as soon as we can. Wanted to bring that up for any sort of concerns or questions. We don't necessarily need to split out the repo yet, but we'd like to get the renaming in as soon as we can, if that's all right.
Great. Any questions, comments on that?
Is there a sort of place where the work is tracked to do that? I'm interested in helping with that. I just don't want to start YOLOing PRs if people are already going to be doing that.
I think we're filing one ASAP. Like we just talked about it a few minutes ago. I think we're going to file an issue. I don't think we've done it yet.
Okay, cool.
Some of the discussion was on some other issues, but I think the specific issue or PR or whatever we need to do the work hasn't been filed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But thank you for being willing to help.
Great. Thanks.
That's all I
Adam.
have.
All right, git sign.
I don't think Billy is here. Billy, if you're here, yell. But otherwise, I'll talk about git sign. We got the repo set up last week. We cut a release to make sure that release automation works. It works. There is a V001 alpha release if you want to try it out. Otherwise, I can't speak for anyone else, but I've been using it on everything all week, and it's worked exactly like it's supposed to. I think the only major change coming up in the future is support for device flow using TTY magic. If that is something you are interested in trying out, let me know. I can send you the PR and see if it works for you. The next one is also me for SGET. The PR to support fetching arbitrary URLs and signing arbitrary URLs has merged. So if you're interested in trying that out, let me know. I'm hoping to do some SGET meetings in future weeks. This is not the week to start doing meetings for things, it turns out, but next week maybe. So if you're interested in SGET, either as a user or a potential developer, let me know. Join the SGET channel in the Slack, and we'll invite you.
Awesome, thanks, Jason. And yeah, no, on the Git sign, that's pretty exciting. I think we'll try to get Billy in with a demo for next time.
Yeah, cool.
Any questions, comments before we move on? Okay, Sigstore GA. So Priya, I understand we have a date here.
Yeah, so we're targeting June 21st, which is the Open SSF conference in Austin. We had a meeting last week where we kind of finally ran through all of the remaining items in the to-do list. I think we're definitely targeting June 21st, and we're gonna like try to wrap up all the items in the list by then. Yeah, I don't know if Kenny or Hayden have anything else to say.
Nothing to add. Yeah, I think we're making good progress.
One thing to add is that if you have any very large features you're planning to add to the services side of things, we probably will not include those in the 1.0 releases at this point for stability. Bug fixes and security fixes are, and I think minor refactors are probably fine. It'll probably be kind of at the discretion of the reviewer. Worst case, we might cherry pick some things in if we have to when we cut a release. But at this point, I think any really large features will probably be punted till after 1.0. If you have a really large feature that you think is breaking for some reason that you want to get in, chat with one of us ASAP.
Yeah, no, I think it's great to draw that line, just get the release out and then, yeah, continuously add to it. Yeah, so the other half of that is then I will kick off the kind of outreach side of it, because that does have a long lead time. So we'll work with folks to draft an announcement, and then it would be great to start getting folks to offer who can do community quotes, probably max of one per company, but getting those who've been involved with the release. I'd love to have some Sigstore users just speaking about why the GA is important from their perspective. And similarly, for all your PR folks at the various companies, I think we can set up a call to just get everybody on the same page. So when we do announce, we can amplify it from all the different angles, and yeah, just make a big deal of it. And for those who will be on the ground at the event, maybe we can like have a party or swag a cake or whatever. It'd be fun. Open to ideas. So yeah, I think the call to action there is if you're interested in contributing a quote on your own behalf or on behalf of your company, please reach out to me. And if you've got PR folks we should be looping in, let me know. I'll look to set up a call, a distinct call on outreach for the GA. Questions, comments? Awesome. Okay, so demo time. I'm going to hand over to Jason to give us the latest on Sigstore and Maven. And yeah, let me know if you need to share the screen. I'll stop sharing. I don't know if you're speaking, Jason, but it's mute.
There we go. And try again. All right, just let me know when you can see the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Great. So the execution of Maven, which I'll show, is fairly quick, not terribly exciting. But I'll describe what I have tried to do first and what will come next. So the initial version of the plugin, I have released to Maven Central. So the Maven Sigstore plugin uses the Maven Sigstore plugin to like add all the signatures. So there's an officially released version there. I wouldn't say it is usable by very large projects. I tried it on a project this morning with 150 modules, and it wasn't very convenient to use. It would have worked, but we didn't finish going through the process. So it will work for relatively small projects because it only caches the key pair and the signing cert for the Maven session. So it works. It will send things to Maven Central. It generates the PGP signatures along with the X509 signatures to satisfy the current requirements of Maven Central. When Maven Central has a verifier that can deal with the X509 certs and call that good, then the PGP signatures can be shed. And there's probably a bunch of issues that need to be sorted out in terms of, do we want to add some metadata to the deployment to describe the file layout? Right now I'm using .pem and .sig. But if that changes in the future and tools crawl over the repository, maybe we want to deposit some piece of metadata that Sonatype or anybody else walking over all of the artifacts in Central can use to figure out various versions of the directory layout that we've used. The code will go into Sigstore proper in about an hour. I think I've got everything prepared after the demo, so it will show up there with issues and be open for anybody to look at. But I will do a quick little demo here. So the way that the plugin works is it does integrate the PGP signing as well, because the ordering needs to be handled of the generation of the X509 certificates, and then those need to be signed by PGP in order for it to work correctly. So a normal Maven project would disable their current PGP signing and enable it in the Sigstore plugin. So it will currently work with the GPG agent or nvars to pick up the passphrase, or also to pick up the private key. So this is just a normal Maven release run. If you're familiar with Maven, just a release prepare and a release perform. So again, not super exciting. Batch mode, release prepare, release perform. And that is going through the prepare phase, making the tag. Again, not super exciting. It will generate the signatures and then kick out to OIDC server from Sigstore. I'm going to use my GitHub identity. Caches it for the whole session, so it should be able to use it for the few files that are going to be used. That will all get pushed up to Maven Central, so it should start showing up in OSSRH. So it's all there. I will close the repo. It will end up getting validated. All of that will be fine. So I'll close the repository. And I've already done a release that's gone to Maven Central here. So that is there is the previous test that I did. So everything passes verification. It does generate an enormous number of files for very small input. So again, that will change when the PGP requirement is dropped. I am testing with 3 large open source projects and 3 smaller open source projects. Hopefully, I will get all of those to work. And then I'm hoping next week's demo will be a fully automated release from GitHub, using automation to do the ID token that's placed in the environment by GitHub, and automating the closing and releasing of the staging repositories in Nexus. And that is the sum total. That is it. Anybody have any questions? There are certainly some outstanding questions in terms of do we use one signing cert per artifact? How I would set up the usage for large projects. I'm probably going to have to change the plugin to handle cases where everything is collected at the end of the build and then the signatures are generated, because the project that I tried this morning takes about 90 minutes to build. So it was bouncing out to the OIDC server all the time, which is doable once, but that's not the way we would want people to have to work. So anyway, working, I think in a week it'll be a lot better, and I think in a couple of weeks it would be ready for any project to try.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Questions, folks, comments?
I also might attempt to write the Gradle plugin.
Sorry, what was that?
I might attempt to write the Gradle plugin. I've never written a Gradle plugin, but I might try.
Yeah. Oh. Were there some folks already looking at Gradle integration? I seem to recall there was an open issue. Not sure if we know other folks are on the call. To be honest, I was thinking about it. Okay. Yeah, no, I think that looks amazing. Do you have the link to the repo you showed? If you could drop that into the notes of the chat, and I'll put that in the notes. And yeah, looking forward to the progress and the fully automated version when that is ready.
Great. I'll update the notes in about an hour. I'll push it all out into public view, and then I'll update the notes.
Thanks. Oh, and Napus share the link to the Gradle issue if that's of any use, just FYI. Great. Okay. So let me go back to sharing. Next item I had was just a little on outreach and events. I believe there's a set of folks at KubeCon EU, which is in Valencia, and there's a Sigstore booth running all 3 days. Is there anyone on the call who's at KubeCon, wants to share a bit of an update? Pretty late in Valencia. Priya, you are headed that way?
Yeah, I missed my flight yesterday, but I have a new one in a few hours.
Good luck with that. Say hello to everybody. But yeah, definitely seeing a lot of tweets out there. And the other thing worth mentioning is there's an Open SSF Day. This will be the week of June 21st. I think it's on the Monday ahead of the Open Source Summit. And I do know Priya will be giving a talk on Sigstore, and there may be other Sigstore and OpenSSF content. That's in Austin, and there may be a virtual option. So if folks can make it to that, do please join the community there. And a reminder, that's likely to be the events and surrounding events where we make the announcement around the GA. So it'll be nice to have some folks in person where possible. The only other thing I was going to mention, if you do have some talks or you've seen talks that folks are giving on Sigstore, I think we can add those in onto the YouTube channel and just set up some playlists there. So I'll be taking a look at seeing how we can clean that up. But in the meantime, just drop them in the notes and we'll get those added. Okay, any other business? Any other topics? Yeah, go ahead, Eduardo.
Hello. I have a question about the docs working group. As I remember, I'm not sure if I missed the calendar event or if I remember we talked about a meeting of it, but I wasn't able to find it on the calendar anymore, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, So bit of my bad. So we were going to set that up as a Wednesday meeting every couple of weeks. And then I ended up taking on the role for the community chair for this meeting. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to have the bandwidth, but there's a couple of options. So one is we have docs as a regular part of the community meeting, but equally my colleague Lisa might be helping to just get that going. So,
yeah, I'm here. So a few meetings ago, we decided to bring up docs regularly in the meetings if anything is coming up. But for sprint planning, we would have a working group, and we are going to do a GA doc sprint. So we'll discuss that more maybe next week, or I could reach out to you directly on the docs channel in Slack.
So yes. Yeah, so you haven't missed anything. In conclusion, the intent is still to do something, but yeah, it's just my taking on this meeting. We just needed to change things a little.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else? Okay, let's get to introduction. So this is a part of the meeting where if you're new or relatively new, or maybe you've been lurking and would like to say hi, I would love to welcome you and give you a couple of minutes to introduce yourself, to say what you're working on or what your interest in Sigstore is, or what you'd like to see from the community. Is there anyone who would like to do that now? Neil, go ahead.
Hi there, I'm Neil McBurnett. Long ago worked at Bell Labs and with the IETF, and then Internet 2 on their ID Trust conference section about identity and trust and all those good things. And now mostly working with transparency and provenance information around election integrity, risk limiting audit software and stuff like that. So I just always love this stuff and appreciate what you're doing, and hope to apply it in more useful ways.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. Welcome, Neil. And we have Samson. Samson?
Hey, everyone. Yes, I'm Samson. I joined ChainGuard about 3 weeks ago, and really excited to be here. I'm still probably still onboarding and getting to know more about Sigstore, and hopefully get to talk to Priya and learn more and see how I can contribute.
Awesome. Welcome, Samson. Great. Anything else? Last call? Otherwise, yeah, happy to keep that short and sweet today. And yeah, next week we will have, I'll reach out to Billy about a Git sign demo. If we've got a follow-up Maven one, that will be awesome. And we'll be doing more planning towards the GA and also the project updates. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining today. Take care.
Thanks.